Y'all, this is like my 5th time trying to film this video. Hey y'all, it's insheeruh. Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but don't worry, it's because I've been working on some stuff and I can't wait to announce what I've been working on, so keep an eye out because there will be an announcement video coming out soon. And yeah, it's the Ginny and Georgia video. This video has been like low-key highly requested, and I know it's been a while since I first mentioned it on my Instagram story. By the way, if you're not following my Instagram, you should definitely go check it out, go follow it. But yeah, we're finally doing this video. This video is not gonna be a review. It was gonna be a review on the show, but so many other people have already done reviews. I can link some, put some on the screen. Go check them out. I didn't want to do a review. I wanted to do something different, something away from the crowd, you know, because if you didn't notice, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. But I just wanted to talk about the different aspects of the show that I either liked or didn't like. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on those aspects of the show, keep watching. If you're not interested, I'm sure there's another video on my channel that you would like to see. So just click that icon right there on the bottom next to the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button though, and then click that icon and find another video on my channel that I know find another video on my channel that interests you, because I have a lot here. So stay a while. If you don't know me, my name's insheeruh, insheeruh. I'm 15 years old. I make commentary, lifestyle, and fashion-based content. My commentary ranges from topics such as faith and Christianity to being a black girl, black topics, to music, fashion, film, and pop culture. So if any of that interests you, leave a like, comment down below videos you want to see, subscribe, and without further ado, let's just get into this video. Okay, first, representation. I think the representation in the show was amazing. Y'all might disagree with me with like a lot of takes I might make in this video, but I really enjoyed the representation. It's not every day you get to see Southeast Asians as the potential love interests. I was living for Padma and Joe. I was rooting for them. I was on the sidelines cheering for them. I really wanted them to end up with the people that they liked. But obviously, the writers had to go and mess that up. And Padma did not end up with Marcus. Which pisses me off because... Actually, no, it doesn't piss me off. I'm glad she doesn't end up with Marcus because she deserves better. She doesn't deserve a cheating boyfriend. No. If we're gonna get brown representation, they will be treated like royalty. Okay? I really wish we could have seen more of Padma in the forefront, especially considering the fact that she was dating one of the main characters. As for Joe, I just hope we get a proper slow burn between him and Georgia, and I really hope that Georgia ends up with him. Because how do we go from this to this? Ma'am, we only do flavor here. I don't know why you dropped all this spice and chocolate for some vanilla. I can't defend you, Georgia. I'll defend you for a lot, but for this, no. But just seeing like these brown people, like these brown characters being desired by the white main characters, just like it was just so nice to see. Like, it was heartwarming. Y'all know I live for this type of representation because it really boosts the narrative for young brown youth that they are desirable and worthy enough to be desired. You know, if you're able to look on a screen and see someone that looks like you be desired by other people, it kind of just like boosts your morale. That was me after I watched Grand Army and saw John Ellis pining after Dom. I also like the representation they had for the deaf community. It was really cool seeing a family with a deaf person, because that's not something you see every day in the media, and seeing them interact with each other using sign language so that everyone could understand what was going on. That was really cool. Seeing Max teach it to Sam, I think her name's Sam, just seeing them interact, like Max learning Spanish and Sam learning sign language, that was just really cool. And yeah, it's not something you see every day, so seeing it being portrayed on screen, I'm sure that really is some sort of great representation for the deaf community, but I'm not a part of the deaf community, so I can't really speak on that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about representation. That was such a short segment. Okay, wow. The next aspect we're going to talk about is hyperfemininity. Okay, I've never been a big fan on hyperfemininity in media, solely for the fact that a lot of hyperfeminine characters are always the evil ones. And that did not help me growing up, because I was so adamant on being one of the boys. Of being I wanted to be the living, breathing embodiment of the not like other girls trope, because of how awful media portrays hyperfeminine women. I did some research on what hyperfemininity is, and I came across this article by Melanie Matschneiner and Sarah K. Mernon, and the name of the article is Hyperfemininity and Influence. In this article, Mernon defines hyperfemininity as an exaggerated adherence to a feminine gender role as it relates to heterosexual relationships. Hyperfeminine women believe their success is determined by maintaining a romantic relationship with a man, and that their sexuality can be used to maintain this relationship. I know that's sort of like a lot, but this definition hits the nail on who Georgia is as a character. Georgia grew up in an abusive home. She ran away. She met Zion. They did the dance. She got preggo. She had to work jobs in order to be able to sustain a life for her and Ginny. And at these places that she worked, she met these men who tipped her extra if she smiled at them. She was being rewarded for her good looks, and she decided that she was going to use that to her advantage and capitalize off of the assets that she has. She uses her charm to create relationships with men in order for her to get financial stability for her and her children, and give her children a great life. And whether or not this makes Georgia a villain is debatable, because on one hand, we can say she's a good person because she's using what she has to make a good life for herself and her family, while on another hand, she's manipulating people, and she's only successful because she's pretty. We're the ones that put this whole pretty privilege system in place. We can't be mad at people that decide to use it to their advantage, okay? But that's besides the point. What we're talking about is hyperfeminine characters, and how Georgia is the best hyperfeminine character that I've seen portrayed in the media. Now, I know y'all might not agree with this take 100%, but think about it. Walk with me here. When we usually see hyperfeminine characters, they're portrayed as villains and antagonists. Regina George, Sharpay Evans, Carrie from Julie and the Phantoms. These characters are girly girls, and they're portrayed as the villain. So seeing Georgia be a girly girl, use her beauty to get what she needs to succeed, and still have a good heart and be a nice person, was refreshing. And it pushes the narrative that you can be a girly girl, you can have a powerful position in society, and you can still be a good person. Just because you're girly does not mean you have to be mean. I don't like how hyperfeminine people are continuously demonized by society, and just Georgia was a fresh breath of air to me. And I hope people will take Georgia's character as a way of realizing, you know, maybe these people aren't all that bad. Maybe they're just, you know, trying to make it in this world. That's all we're trying to do. Make it in this world with what we've got. And she used what she got. Teen Noir does a better explanation on this whole hyper femininity, femme fatale thing. So if you wanna go deeper into that topic, go watch her video. I'll link it down below. But yeah, I just really like how they went about the whole hyper femininity thing here. I just hope that when she does get into a stable relationship, she doesn't let go of her confidence and the power that she holds. You know, she doesn't let go of her dominance because now she has the stability for life. If you're getting my drift, like in Teen Noir's video, she mentioned that a lot of hyper feminine characters, a lot of the femme fatale characters, once they get into a relationship with a man, they let go of the power that they hold. I don't want that for Georgia, so I hope they don't, because Georgia's so strong-headed, and I love that. She doesn't take no for an answer. She pushes, she's determined, and I don't want her to lose all of that just because she got into a relationship with a man. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Yeah, Georgia has my respect. I'm living for this better representation of hyper feminine women, and I hope they continue because honestly, Georgia's amazing. And I think we could all agree on that. The next aspect of the show is white male counterparts. Oh, y'all, don't get me started. I don't know what Netflix obsession is with white cisgendered men, but it's getting out of hand. Because in every Netflix show or movie that I've watched, there is always an independent female of color main character. And next to her, there is this attractive white boy who's her sidekick or her side character or potential love interest. We see this in shows such as Julie and the Phantoms, Enola Holmes, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Although that's a love story, so, you know, and not many people really like Noah Centineo. Not many people like him. Wherever there's an independent woman, there's an attractive boy somewhere nearby, and he seems to gain all the attention. Netflix has this whole thing of making these inspiring shows for young girls of color to have these characters to look up to, and then you give them these attractive co-stars or attractive co-characters, side characters that are obviously there to overpower them with their looks. And it might not be intentional, but it always happens. And I know you guys have seen this pattern. Ginny and Georgia is no exception to this, because y'all hate Georgia. Y'all hate Ginny. I'm really not living for this hate that y'all have for Ginny. She's too overhated, in my opinion. Yes, she's annoying. Yes, she doesn't mind her business. Yes, she digs into things. But she's a teenager, bro. She's just struggling with life the way we're all struggling. She doesn't know where she fits in the world as a biracial girl. She sees all these kids having a stable life. She's resenting her mother for not being a normal parent and giving her a life where she didn't have to move around so much. Again, she's only 16. I don't know why you guys are expecting her to react maturely to these life-changing announcements. You're expecting a 16-year-old girl to react maturely to hearing that her mom killed her ex-stepfather. Okay, she's gonna be curious, and she's gonna be mad, and she's gonna be irrational, but she's a teenager, and it's a show. But then you have Marcus. Marcus is not a good person. He's toxic. He doesn't know what he wants. He's not properly dealing with the grief that he's obviously facing, but because he's attractive, female viewers are willing to overlook all of the problems that he holds and deem it as the best character because of his witty comebacks and relatable behaviors. And these white male counterparts that we are praising are also overshadowing the potential love interest that are men of color. Let's take it to Outer Banks, bro. You got John B, you got JJ, and you got Pope. Yet nobody's talking about Pope. We only talking about John B and JJ. And they're the two of the most problematic characters. Pope is kind, smart, funny, witty, yet he's overshadowed by his white male counterparts. Are you guys seeing what I'm talking about? I don't like how Marcus is being praised for being himself, yet Ginny is being hated for being herself. Always girls support girls until Ginny starts hurting Marcus's feelings. Then it's Ginny, shut up. Like, shut up. No. I refuse to sit here and watch these amazing girls of color be overlooked by their white male counterparts. Marcus is worse than Ginny. Get it through your head. This Ginny hate train ends here, today. The hatred towards Ginny is unnecessary and excessive, and it makes no sense. And it not only shows a little bit of internalized misogyny, no, that's it. That's what it shows. A little bit of internalized misogyny, because you guys are so obsessed with this white man that you won't even take the time to really realize what's going on. Y'all are over analyzing and justifying everything Marcus does, but the minute Ginny makes a mistake, y'all are on her neck. Do y'all not see the problem? Anyways, that's all I have to say about this. That's all I have to say about this topic. Now let's talk about the writer's room. If this show is planning on tackling topics such as racism, microaggressions, oppression, Olympics, please. That scene, we could have done without that scene. If they're going to talk about anything that has to do with Black and Indigenous people of color, they need to hire Black, Indigenous, and other writers of color. Okay? You cannot have white people writing about experience that they will never fully understand. We need to stop doing that. We needed to leave that in 2016. Why is this still going on? There's a difference between actually experiencing something in a show, actually experiencing something that a show is trying to tackle, versus reading and studying them. Okay, I heard that the writers took the two actors, the one that played Ginny and Hunter, the writers took them to lunch and asked them like some of the stereotypes and like things, comments that they've gotten from other people from not feeling like they were Asian enough or Black enough. And then they took that and made a scene out of it.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I promise you, no one is going around and no one is going around and saying someone's not Black enough because they can't twerk. I promise you, no one's doing that. Okay. And on the topic of the writer's room, I strongly believe middle-aged people or people that are over the age of 25 should stop writing about high school storylines. Because half the stuff that the kids are doing in this high school are not realistic. Smoking, yeah, but the Snapchats.
Hey, happy Friday. Good morning, Ginny. Welcome to Friday.
Ain't nobody in high school sending a Snapchat with a dog filter singing Happy Friday. The promposals, yes, but the tap dancing, ain't nobody in high school has the time to choreograph a whole tap dance and perform it in front of the school and be deemed as cool. If that was done in private, I would have had a little more respect for it. I thought it was cute and all, but it was awkward and cringy. If it was done in private though, if he like took her off to the side and said, I got a dance for you, let me do my little dancey dance, then I would have been like, oh, okay, you know, this is kind of cute. But because of the fact that he embarrassed me because I ship them, yeah. I ship Hunter and Ginny. Yeah, I do. But he was really embarrassing me, and I don't like that. Writing a song for a girl and it goes viral on YouTube, that most likely would never happen. That song wasn't even good. Like, the stuff that the high schoolers were doing in the show were not realistic at all. If they want to better portray the high school experience, they should hire people that are close to the high school age. I promise you, there are lots of writers in college waiting for the opportunity. Go grab some of them. There are lots of writers of color that are young waiting for the opportunity. Go grab some of them and stop reading tweets and watching TikToks and saying, yeah, this is what the kids do these days. Because the kids aren't doing that these days. Maybe y'all should collaborate with some Grand Army writers, because Grand Army has the whole coming of age high school thing down pat. Y'all should go talk to them. Do a little workshop, you know? I think Ginny and Georgia has some great potential to be great, to do great things. But we just need to get there. Let's go into the plot. The plot was very messy. I didn't know what I was watching. One second we're watching Gilmore Girls, the next second we're watching Riverdale, the next second we're watching who even knows. It's kind of weird. The next second we're watching like Insecure. Like, come on now, like pick a storyline. You can have so many things going on and being like, oh yeah, it's gonna make sense later on. Like, no. Tina Warren mentioned that in the video. Like, no, it's not working for me, okay? She said in her video, she said, 1 minute you're giving me HBO and the next minute you're giving me Freeform. For me, 1 minute you're giving me Freeform, the next minute you're giving me CW. Pick one. We either good or we bad, okay? Stop giving us Riverdale. We don't need Riverdale plots, okay? The murder is cool. Let's keep it on this like mystery track, okay? Let's not go into anything crazy. Like, I don't even know what's going on in Riverdale right now. I don't want that for Ginny and Georgia. I think this show has some great potential, and I don't want you to ruin it by trying to go overboard, okay? Let's keep the simple things. Let's stay simple. Simple is better. It doesn't have to be extravagant. We don't have to do too much. No. Let's keep it on down low. Let's keep it down here for just a minute. You know, because there's so many things going on, and a lot of the things aren't clicking. I just feel like you're doing too much without enough time to finish. Don't start stories you can't finish. If you start a storyline in a season and you can't finish it at the end of the season, please do not start it. Overall, I like the show. It was funny, it was sweet, it was charming, it was witty. It had the right amount of suspense, but it was trashy, but it was binge-worthy. It gave me very much wishy-washy. I like the show. I recommend the show. You should totally watch it. It's a good show. I give it a 6 out of 10. Although, it's very hard to tell which way this show is gonna go when season 2 comes on, because it's just all over the place in the first season. I really don't know how they're gonna pick it up, but I think you can only get better from here, right? You can only get better from here. I was gonna talk about Ginny's identity issues, but I think that's just a whole different video in itself. And so if you do want that video, let me know in the comments below. But that's pretty much it for this video. It was kind of short, and it was because, I don't know, I really didn't have much to say about the show. I enjoyed it, but it didn't give me enough to talk about. Unless you want the identity issues, but so many people have talked about it, and I'll link some really good videos on it below. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if you didn't like it. I understand it.